como este, especialmente porque nuestros estudiantes, algunos se sienten nerviosos porque no es tanto que van a exponer en public speaking, sino porque lo van a hacer en un nuevo idioma para ellos. Estos son nuestros estudiantes juniors, que tienen 1 año y 4 meses con nosotros. Van a mitad de camino. Les falta el resto de este año y todo su senior year para realmente consolidar el idioma. O sea que tengamos en mente que lo que harán es un gran esfuerzo y con mucho mérito para pararse aquí adelante a exponer en inglés. Estos trabajos los están preparando desde el mes de febrero aproximadamente, generando ideas. Son todas ideas propias de ellos y lo han llevado a exponenciar esto, a traducirse en un website o aplicaciones que puedan realmente impactar comunidades y más allá, viendo la necesidad que hay en nuestro país. Espero que lo disfruten y al final habrá un espacio para preguntas y tener ese exchange con ellos y que lo puedan hacer al natural, porque esto va a ser una exposición, pero al final que puedan hacerles preguntas y que escuchen a ellos tratando de defenderse en el idioma. Así que los invito a hacer todas las preguntas que quieran y que lo disfruten mucho. Gracias.
Para una mejor experiencia, le agradecemos a todos los participantes colocar su micrófono en silencio. En caso de querer realizar una consulta o duda, enviarla al vía chat con el nombre de usuario Teacher Arnal. You can use creativity. The more you use, the more you have. Maya Angelou. On behalf of Centro Supérate, Fundación Alberto Mota, San Miguelito, we want to express a warm welcome to the awaited Expo 2023. I'm Teacher Agnal, and it's a pleasure for me to be the host this day. We acknowledge the presence of Superate El Salvador, our dear board directors of Fundación Alberto Mota, teachers, students, parents, and special guests. Today, we also acknowledge the presence of our dear Executive Director, Mr. Rodrigo Bustamante. Today, we have 3 teams presenting their innovative ideas, and each of them is just marvelous. We hope you enjoy them. Our first group is Green, with an innovative idea to better students' learning possibilities. Let's welcome them with a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our presentation. Thank you all for being here today. First, I would like to begin by stating that internet is key to success. And it's alarming how many Panamanian students do not have access to this tool. Is not having internet a problem? Of course, yes. It could be very detrimental and restraining since most educational opportunities come with having access to this tool. The level of development and potential of Panama will be unstoppable if our students had internet. And it will also speed up the students' learning process due to the great delay that arose from the pandemic, a time where many students were unable to connect virtually. On the other hand, what if I told you that there's a product that could help reduce this shortage, connectivity gap? If you wish to know, come and join us. The purpose of BRINC is to constantly provide internet to all of those communities that don't have the connectivity so they could achieve a good educational process. Now, according to the SDG's 17 global issues, their 4th goal is quality of education. They want to ensure lifelong learning education opportunities for everyone by 2030. Our product will, in a way, speed up this process because initially, we plan to offer internet at a national level, but in the future, why not? We could expand at a more international level. Now, within Panama's educational system, according to La Estrella de Panama, there's a 55% of schools within the internet network contract. On the other hand, that leaves us with a 45% of schools that do not have internet at all. Now, out of that 55% of schools that have internet, only at 25% is functional. This was said by Armando Espinosa, the leader of la Asociación de Maestros Independientes Auténticos, AMIA. Now, as I said before, out of that 55%, only a 25% is functional. According to our analysis, that is a remaining 30% of students that have internet but no connectivity, and that's basically useless. And if we add up that 30% with the other 45% that do not have internet at all, that leaves us with a remaining 75% of schools, of children and students that are losing all the educational opportunities that come with having this fantastic tool. Ring is the cure to all of these problems. With Ring, you won't have any connectivity issues. Do you want to know why? I'll tell you why. Ring is right on your finger, and there are a lot of other technical details that you will know along this presentation. This was just the introduction. Now let's go with the background.
I would like to give you an overview of our team generated the idea of Ring. At first, we attempted to come up with ways to help the community, but we have no inspiration. Out of the blue, one of our friends had the idea of constructing a Wi-Fi ring. Initially, we were doubtful of the concept, however, we thoroughly investigated advantages to the environment and society. The answer was affirmative from both sides. This led us to the connectivity problem occurring during the pandemic with the students' community. Approximately 80,000 students, including children and teenagers, didn't take classes during this crisis of COVID-19 pandemic, according to the reports given by the Education Commission. Roxana Castellón, on behalf of COPEME, stated that during the pandemic, 14.9% of population from 0 to 70 years old goes through to the total shortages experienced by the entire society, and that this portion is deprived of internet access.
To help us further understand why Ring is important, we will first explain the positive benefits of using the internet for a student. Internet has, the internet is one of the most powerful information tools existing in today's world. There are numerous benefits of using the internet for a student. For example, there is a wide range of websites which have become amazing places to learn. Internet has changed the life of a great number of our students and made several activities easier for them. Nowadays, most of the assignments are completed on computer thanks to the internet.
On the same page, the internet provides students with easy access to a vast amount of information and resources, which can enhance the learning experience. It also allows students to communicate and collaborate with their peers and teachers from anywhere in the world, and access online learning platforms that offer flexible and personalized learning opportunities.
I would like to add that Ring does not only provide the access to internet, but also instead the access to any web pages that do not have educational content. It also blocks all social media platforms except for WhatsApp, because students use this app to communicate with each other instead to do homework in group. And YouTube, because this app is useful to learn new topics or get better in those topics where the information is there. We have made this Ring that signal Wi-Fi effectively in order to provide the help that student needs. Now, I would like to move on to some technical details of Ring. First, Ring's battery charge lasts approximately 20 to 24 hours, and it only needs to charge 55 minutes. Second, the material of the Ring will be plastic to cover the upper part of the Ring. This is to prevent the Ring from getting wet or making contact with rings. On the other hand, the silver is to cover all the systems and circuits that will be inside it. Other external parts of Ring are: first, power and reset button. This component will work in both ways. You just need to press it quickly to turn it on, and just keep pressing for 3 seconds to restart. Second, Wi-Fi antennas. It will extend the connectivity. And last, we have LED lights. The blue lights, its main function is to indicate when the Ring is on and is working. The red lights, it indicates that the battery is running low. And the yellow lights, it indicates that the Ring is having connection problems.
Some internal parts of Ring are RAM. It has the ability to last for days without any problem. Of course, it manages the storage of information file as well as the function of dynamic internet.
CPU. The allows of the processing of all type of information pertinent to instructional information. The ring uses it to function correctly. Internal memory. It will not have much capacity because of its size, but it will have enough for its function of signally internet. Power supply of battery. It will charge remotely so that the battery can be used approximately 24 hours. It must be remembered that ring does not give access to other web pages. Our ring has made to help educational community. It's not necessary to block access to any page that may function as a distractor to students, such as social media, game on, and so on. This also to prevent the student from watching censored pages. To guide us through the positive impacts of our device, we have Elizabeth and Natalie.
A significant concern of the Wi-Fi ring is the positive impact of the educational community. First, we will enhance access to learning resources of the student community by having connectivity to the internet. Second, our device will help improve the academic average of the students. When the pandemic came about, many students were affected in their school duties since they did not have the resources to have access to the internet, which caused that the students did not connect to their classes and comply with their homework. RIM will close this digital gap, therefore level up the national academic performance of students.
Currently, some Panamanian schools are implementing the use of technology devices that require internet connectivity, such as cell phones, computers, and others. For this reason, RIM is vital to develop new study methods. Schoolwork has changed in a cybernetic way. Hence, many of the students do not have the way to use this new study method. As a result, we are giving students the power to have access to the internet through our RIM. Another key point to note is the environmental impact. We will collect all kinds of plastic to create a cover of our RIM, so that the impact can be great. This relates to what Anthony is saying about the materials used to create RIM. We will help by recycling plastic items, such as utensils, plastic food containers, and cups. As a result, the reduction of plastic in Panama will contribute to climate change.
Keeping these points in mind, our product will not only benefit the educational community and environment, but it will also be of great help to the country and the world. By implementing technology in our daily student methods, we will prepare the future labor force of Panama in the most efficient way. We must remember that the world is constantly changing, and we must adapt to that change. If we do not adapt, we will remain stuck in the past. And what's happened with something remaining in the past without evolving? It becomes obsolete and replaced by something better and new. Is that what we want for our country? Really?
Thank you for such amazing presentation. We are completely delighted with what you have shown us today. Now we open the space for questions coming from the public. You, is there any questions that you may ask them?
Why are you only targeting students?
We first saw a problem in the students community. That's the reason why they're like our main target, but they're not our only target. We can also expand and offer a ring for everyone. So students aren't like our only target, but it's our main target because we saw a problem with the students community.
Thanks for your question. Are there any competition, any other portable Wi-Fi devices?
Well, there's the instance of Wi-Fi boxes, but Ring is different because Ring is easier to charge with you, to carry with you. You can have it right on your finger. You won't have to worry about losing Ring or leaving Ring in another place because it's right on your hand. That's the reason why there are other devices, but Ring is better.
That's the latest great product that you have there. When and where will I be able to buy it? How do you fund on selling it? Great.
Well, you can buy what we have, like the ring. Right now, we have the idea, but we don't have like the actual product. So when we have it available, I will tell you, so you can buy it. Is there another question?
How did you visualize the ring? Is it like you said for the finger, or it's more like a bracelet
It's for the finger.
for the finger, for it's tight?
Yes. Yes, it looks huge here, but it's tiny.
Easy to get lost.
Not to get lost, because you can have it on your finger. It's like aesthetic too, because you can have it cute to look in your hand. That's for the ladies. Is there another question?
Someone else can answer. Someone, yes. Someone else can answer.
First, I want to buy the thing. How much do I have to pay? The cost of the ring.
Well, the ring not have cost,
Yes.
because
Thank you for your question. Right now, we are focused on the students right now. So we have made this idea to send that idea to Meduca. Yeah. Okay. Because everyone here is a student of a public school. Yeah. I think my friends don't have internet in their school, and that's a big problem.
Okay.
I'm a guest. I mean, just came here to meet all of you and be familiarized with what happens here. I'm absolutely impressed. Your presentation has been impeccable. It's really worthy of a big applause. You are very, very, very good, and your English is excellent. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Are there more questions? All right, thank you so much. With this trophy, we want to recognize your creativity and perseverance. Thank you again. The next project was designed to create energy through healthy habits. Let's welcome back Max.
Energy is essential for development, and sustainable energy is essential for sustainable development. Teamwork. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to BIMAX. Panama is called the Dubai of Latin America because it is the country with the greatest number of skyscrapers in Central America. But have you seen the other side of the coin? In its capital city, there is goodwill access to basic and necessary services such as electricity.
I would like to illustrate this by explaining some statistics. This is a graph based on educational centers without electricity. This graph reflects the data from 2016 to 2023. In 2016, there was the highest number of schools without electricity. resulting in 1,090 schools. In 2017, there was a decrease in the numbers, resulting in 476 educational establishments being without electricity. In 2022, there was another decrease that left a result of 373 schools without electricity. But we can observe that in 2023, there was an increase in educational centers without electricity, resulting in 931 schools.
In our country, access to quality education is affected by the lack of electricity in some schools. The consequences of this go beyond inconvenience of not having adequate lighting or access to technology, because it affects the students' academic performance. The BikeMax project seeks to provide an electricity option to rural schools that will allow them to fulfill their learning potential and help cut the cycle of poverty. The cost of electricity connection in rural areas has been increasing over the years, and this is explained by the fact that the communities are growing further away from the service networks.
Before we start explaining the reason for our product, I would like to talk about the meaning of our logo. Our names come from bike, the short form of bicycle, is how our energy is generated. Max refers to the idea that you will give the best of yourself. Our slogan, "Feed your life with energy," shows how we can produce energy by ourselves and how change comes from within us.
Our main color, black and gold, symbolize darkness and light. Gold also symbolize victory. The spot on the cable take on a circular shape to symbolize a wheel, and the lightning bolt means energy, power, and electricity.
Now, let's move on to the reason for creating BikeMax. Our product proposes solving the lighting problem that exists in the Corpus Christi School, in the community of Las Margaritas, Chepo, through the use of bicycles designed the required amount of light for a classroom. Approximately 60 minutes of pedaling generates 4 hours of energy to light 3 LED bulbs.
Additionally, BikeMax can be implemented in multiple locations like parks to produce energy for many purposes, from charging the user phones to feeding lampposts or drinking fountains or gyms, where the extra energy will significantly decrease the electricity bill.
In the Corpus Christi School, we will use 3 bicycles, which will be located in an area between Classroom 1 and Classroom 2.
Another key point to note is that BikeMax is intuitive and very easy to use, and it does not require expensive manufacturing materials like solar panels do. Its maintenance is also really simple since any professional electrician could maintain it without any problem.
Turning our attention now to the creation of BikeMax, I would like to start by saying that firstly, we will need an electric generator. We must place a bracket on the bicycle's rear wheel to install it. Secondly, ensure that the generator fits correctly to the wheel and does not impede movement. After this, we will need electrical cables, a charge regulator, a battery or a battery bank to connect the wires from the electric generator to the battery.
It must be remembered that the battery must remain in a safe place, must be connected to the positive and negative cables to ensure that the battery doesn't overcharge while pedaling. We must install the charge regulator between the battery and electric generator. We must keep in mind that connecting the pedals to generator is very important, as this will produce electricity and charge the battery while pedaling the bike. Once everything is connected, we can start pedaling the bike. You might be wondering how will we pass the energy generated by the bikes to the school electrical flow.
First, the static bike will have 12-volt bicycle dynamo on the main wheel. Second, the dynamo will generate 390 watts of power. This will have a connection of 9 red positive poles and 9 white negative poles. These wires will be connected to the charge of the battery pack. Third, the battery bank will have 4 batteries of 12 volt to fit 3 LED lamps. Each lamp will have an ignition time of 5 hours according to calculations. These lamps will be located in each classroom, will be used for the first classroom 10 meters, the second classroom 15 meters, and the third classroom 20 meters of cable mentioned before. Each classroom will have a switch with its respective electrical wire.
Now let's talk about the estimate cost of each part of the bike. The dynamo is around $198. Battery car connects to a total of $2.99. The wires are $79.65. The battery is $192. The spotlight are $8.25, and the most important part, the bike, that is $129.99. That is a total of $610.88.
Now, I would like to elaborate on the positive impact that Biomass will have for all of us. Biomass will create good habits and physical development by normalizing exercise in students from an early age, thus reducing possible future diseases due to a lack of physical activity. In the previously mentioned school, the project will give the autonomy to generate electricity to solve the light problem in their classrooms. Since the government authorities do not provide the necessary services for quality education in these areas, it will also create a feeling of belonging as people will actively contribute to the community, making Biomass will promote taking care of the environment by not using energy from fossil fuels like coal or petroleum, but from renewable sources.
Now, let's watch an expert feedback.
En electricidad. ¿Vale? Tipo de energía renovável. La principal ventaja de Biomass es que no depende de factores climatológicos como el sol o el aire y de posiciones geográficas, ya que es un sistema autónomo.
To summarize, Biomass innovates on solving one of the biggest problems, challenges, or necessities that all Panamanians and people in the world have, which is access to electricity and light. It creates good habits while promoting taking care of the planet. You can use it either to charge your phone or reduce your electricity bill. Biomass brings people together and help create a healthier and more caring society. And remember, feed your life with energy. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing this remarkable device with us. Now we open this session for questions from the public.
Have any competition? Does anyone have like a product similar to yours?
At the moment, after all our research, we haven't found anyone with any product similar to ours. So at the moment, we want to be the first in Panama to innovate and bring Biomass as a possible future for us. Thank you.
How will you say sell your product? Like 1 packs or in 2 packs or in 3 packs?
So our plan is to sell the bikes according to the necessities of the school, the park, or the community. So it depends. If it's a small community, then our packs will have smaller bikes. But if it's a big community where more energy is necessary, then we'll be adding more.
Okay, are there any more questions from the public?
Congratulations, guys. Great project. What was your biggest challenge to preparing for the Expo? Just being here in the state.
Well, so our biggest challenge was that we have never been together in a group before. And this time we were not only as a group, but we had to learn how to be a team. So at first we had many communication issues because we were not used to working with people with different personalities and different ways of doing things. So at first, that was it. We had to learn how to communicate and how to synergize with every member of our team.
Thank you for your answer. Any other questions from the public? All right, and that will be all. With this trophy, we want to recognize your commitment and synergy. Thank you again for your presentation. It was amazing. Let's give it a clap. Last but not least, our next group, Safe Fire, brings an innovative idea that will protect our green areas in Panama. Let's welcome Safe Fire.
We are here in Cerro La Cruz, Los Andes #2, where there was a fire a few hours ago. Kevin Garcia will explain what was the fire and how it was damaged. Can you share with us how you got here so fast?
Yeah, of course. Actually, a prototype called the fire worked on the first fire spread. Hey, Emily, come here.
This is a great chance to image our work easier. In fact, they're here to tell you more about this prototype.
The earth is what we all have in common. Wendell Berry. Have you ever received bursts of smoke caused by fires in your community? Well, if so, we have the solutions. Welcome, everyone. It is a pleasure to have you here, and we are thankful for letting us introduce you to our project, Safe Fire.
Did you know that people who are continuously in contact with smoke are more prone to suffer from respiratory diseases? Smoke can hurt your eyes, irritate your respiratory system, and aggravate chronic heart and lung diseases.
Every summer, Cerro La Cruz, the main source of unpolluted air in San Miguelito, has been affected by constant fire for more than 30 years, striking nearby communities such as Urbanización Los Andes #2, Villa Esperanza, Alto del Valle, and El Polito.
Before explaining how our prototype works, we will talk to you about the meaning of the name of our product, Safe Fires. Safe Fires come from the word safety and fire put together.
Now, let's consider the reason we can always say fire. We created the fire divide because the fire pollutes the environment and the ozone layer. They affect people near the place. That's why we decided to make this tool to prevent pollution and avoid illnesses and inconveniences in our neighborhood.
Our device was made, first of all, to help nature and the nearby communities in Cerro La Cruz in Los Andes.
I'd like to move on to the importance of safe fire. Considering that climate change causes grass to dry out more easily, increasing the potential for wildfires to spread, our product gives more importance to keeping organic matter moist and green through its watering system, so that fires do not spread and cause devastating events. The aim is to reduce the area of the spread of fire, so that as soon as our product, Safe Fire, detects an increase in temperature, it sends an alarm signal to the nearest fire station, contributing to the immediate emergency response.
Besides of prevent future fires, Safe Fire preserves and protects the environment and species. It increases tourism as well as recreational activities. It improves air quality. Therefore, respiratory health would be positively impacted.
Citizens of the harvest #2, we know how much you have built by the work of the hill. We are here to offer you our unconditional help. But how does it work?
It oversees alerting and controlling the fire. It sensors detect the smoke there is a fire.
Now, we will explain how our product is made and its main functions.
Safe Fire is made of aluminum, nickel, and carbon. It also has a GPS sensor that detects your location in real time and records the highest temperatures of the day to study the area.
Its pressurized water sprinkler is connected by pipes that try to slow down the fires. The device works with solar energy and its panels are deployed daily.
Let me expand on how Safe Fire works. First, it detects the surrounding temperatures with an infrared light detector. Then, it alerts the nearest fire station. Last, it disperses spores to reclaim the areas affected by the fire. It is important to note that spores function as seeds that are spread through the air as a means of reproduction for some plants. We use this principle to accelerate the growth of vegetation on the hill.
The next important element is supplier sustainability. For this purpose, we will commercialize spurs used for plant growth in areas affected by the fire. They will be available on our website. In the future, we plan to expand our project to other communities and create a prototype capable of operating in places without water access. Of course, this prototype has taken a lot of our minds. You won't have anywhere for you because your solution has arrived.
To sum up, the best solution for helping, protecting, and caring for the environment is
Safe Fire.
Thank you.
Thank you for such spectacular presentation. We will now continue with questions and answers from the public.
Great presentation, guys. I would like to know from where y'all will be getting the supply of the water. I understand that this project is to also help the environment. So I would like to know what y'all have talked about the water in the space.
Thank you for your question. The water that Sapphire uses comes from the main water pipe in Los Andes número 2.
Thank you so much. Are there any other questions? More questions? Oh.
Well done, excellent presentation, love the production of the video. How did you do the recordings, the news section?
Thanks for your question. Well, we actually use we record this video in the hill with the brother of one of our with our group, and we record this, and it helped us really. Thanks for the question.
All right, are there any more questions? All right, thank you again for your presentation. It was really nice. Now, with this trophy, we want to recognize your commitment and effort. Once again, let's give them a round of applause. It was amazing. All right, thank you for being here, all of you. Now we have some words from our dear director, Mr. Enrique Warner.
Bueno, solamente para agradecerles su presencia y apoyo y que hayan podido disfrutar una pequeña muestra de lo que hacemos aquí en el centro. Como bien dijimos al inicio, estos estudiantes tienen 1 año y 4 meses aquí, pero por meses han estado preparándose y este es un proyecto que integra las 3 asignaturas que aquí reciben, las partes que son valores, inglés e informática, es un PBL. Así que gracias por su participación, los esperamos el otro año o en próximas actividades y sepan que aquí hay potencial con estos jóvenes. Muchas gracias.
La gran emoción de que culminar. Los que no conocen el centro, sé que hay unos cuantos de la oficina o invitados especiales, me encantaría darles un tour, que conozcan las instalaciones y lo que se logra aquí día tras día con nuestros 170 estudiantes con el turno de la mañana y de la tarde. Muchísimas gracias por participar, es muy importante que ellos tengan audiencia y se sientan que otras personas, outsiders, vinieron a escucharlos y participar de sus logros. Muchas gracias.